Tonight we're gonna make love. You know how I know? Because it's Wednesday. And Wednesday night is the night that we usually make love. Monday night is my night to cook. Tuesday night we go and visit your mother. But Wednesday we make sweet weekly love. It's when everything is just right. There's nothing good on TV. You haven't had your after-work social sports team practice, so you're not too tired. Oh, it's all on. You lean in and whisper something sexy in my ear like, I might go to bed now, I've got work in the morning. I know what you're trying to say, girl. You're trying to say, oh yeah, it's business time. It's business time. It's business. It's business time. I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say it's time for business. It's business time. Ooh, it's business. It's business time. Yeah. Then went in the bathroom, brushing our teeth. That's all part of the foreplay. I love foreplay. A shake, a shake, a shake, a shake, a shake, a shake. Ow! And you sort out the recycling. That isn't part of the foreplay process, but it is still very important. Next thing you know, we're in the bedroom. You're wearing that baggy old ugly t-shirt you got from your work several years ago. You know the one, baby, with the color stain. I remove my clothes very, very clumsily, tripping sensuously over my pants. Now I'm naked, except for my socks, and you know when I'm down to just my socks, what time it is. It's business. It's business time. You know when I'm down to my socks, it's time for business. That's why they call business. It's business. It's business time. Yeah. Make a love. Make a love for. Make a love for two. Make a love for 2 minutes. When it's with me, girl, you only need 2 minutes. Because I'm so intense.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, podcast fans of all ages, it is business time.
It's business. It's business time. Now it's time for business.
Yeah. Business hours are not over yet, baby. But thank you for joining us on the Political Deep Dive. I'm Dave Valente, joined as always by AJ. AJ, how are you doing?
I am surviving. How are you?
Yeah, I'm recovering from this weekend. It's been a long weekend. So, and from Maryland, Dan, the man Fishman, Dandy Dan, how you doing?
What's up, everybody? AJ, I was thinking you need a gang sign like AJ. AJ.
AJ.
I like that.
Oh yeah,
dude, that's
throw that
the ASL gang.
Next time a motherfucker gives you some heat in Walmart, you just throw that and be like, bitch, I will roll your ass.
Right, exactly. The last move of it in the
hey Greg
Three Stooges iteration is AJ Blink.
I feel like really exercise that pinky.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, how about you? You always ask us how we're doing.
I'm doing good. I got new glasses, as you can see.
Yeah.
New specs.
Are they bifocals?
Well, they've been bifocals for years.
Progressives.
Yeah, progressives. Um, that that didn't change They said I had a minor change to my glasses. I think they were just selling me glasses, which is fine. I like getting new glasses. I like the bolder looks. So these are
Where did you get 'em
Shaquille
from?
O'Neal glasses. Um,
Where'd you get 'em
Nice. He
from?
has glasses too.
yeah, he has.
That's
Shaquille's a businessman. He throws
really
it
heavy
down all over the place.
glasses. Like,
Yeah. Um, he did not stop at basketball to get a good business
no.
thing going. So yeah, Shaq owns Papa John's restaurants. He owns a few car dealerships. I'm pretty sure.
And
Shout
I
out
just
to
want to say,
Shaq. Friend of
also
the show.
phenomenal at philanthropy.
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing.
When he was in Boston, he came into Mass General and said, "I just want to know the 100 largest debts, and I want to pay them off."
That's killer.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
didn't know who they were, didn't know anything about them, just paid off the largest 100 debts.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Craig, no, they cannot. Well, these glasses and maybe a rocket up my ass might be able to get me to dunk. But
I have a rocket, incidentally.
we can try this. No.
Well,
We're so Walmart. We just discussed Walmart.
it's going to be important because your colonoscopy has been rescheduled.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's going to be sometime in August.
So let's use the rocket before then.
No. Oh, so I got my prep for it.
Yes.
The last two times I've done where my doctors complained about not being completely cleaned out, even though I was a fucking wind tunnel, was Suprep. And so it's like this 2-bottle mixture where you're going to mix it into 8 ounces of water and drink it down. And it does its thing. I'm back to the one that I used my first time. It's called Go Lightly, which is the most inaptly named thing ever because you do not go lightly.
It's
Not at all for like 3 months.
Funny name.
Like you don't go lightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely hilarious name.
Yeah.
Until you're drinking it and you're like, oh my god, what is going on with me? So yeah, Go Lightly is my drug of choice for the next colonoscopy.
Do they enema beforehand as well?
No.
See, that seems strange
Oh,
to me.
so they did say that I have to do Miralax for 7 days before. So
Wow.
I might have to take a week off. Like I'm not driving to work. With one cheek hanging out the window.
I didn't think about this. Did they talk to you about your semi-glutide at all?
Yeah, I do. I have to stop using it
Right.
a week before the procedure.
Yeah, I might even you might even try 2. Maya Bialik recently wrote a post about her experience, and she said, I just want to let people know, people who don't have this insight, it's not for everybody. She's like, I got my first shot, and it was a small dosage, and I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't even be more than 5 minutes away from a toilet. She's like, and that's the way it was. And it
First
takes
shot of GLP-1.
Yeah, her first shot of GLP-1, and she said, and it takes a long time for it to clear your system. She's like, so I was like 14 days of that, and
Did they start her on like the 2
they're
dose?
very light dose to
Wow,
start.
because I mean that's the thing. Like
The thing is,
they normally gradually bring you up to the full dose.
yeah, the thing is, almost any medicine is not for everyone.
Sure. Yeah.
It might work in 90% of people, but she just wanted just to talk about it to say.
She's one of those people that you hear like this medicine may cause blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah 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 all the awful things. That's what those messages are for. Is the 10% of the people it doesn't work for or causes
Yeah.
those issues with.
Yeah, and it is what it is. But
Yeah, sure.
so speaking of just a huge amount of shit running out.
Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Donald Trump and the no good, very bad Memorandum of Understanding.
Yeah. So They were teasing it this past weekend. The family said that they have a memorandum of understanding between the United States and Iran to end hostilities and to go to the negotiating table for a more permanent peace plan. And I'll read off the 14 aspects of this peace plan or this memorandum of understanding. We'll go through a few of these of how bad they are. Immediate end of hostilities between the U.S. and Iran and their allies. Ceasefire on all fronts, including Lebanon, which has already been violated. Mutual pledge not to use force against each other. Respect for sovereignty and non-interference in internal affairs. I'll get back to that one. That's an important one that
Right.
people aren't talking enough about. Reopening the Strait of Hormuz for commercial shipping. Removal of the U.S. naval blockade around Iran. Safe toll-free passage for vessels through Hormuz. Beginning a 60-day negotiation process for a final agreement. Iran reaffirms that it will not pursue nuclear weapons. Super pinky promise. Cooperation with the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, regarding enriched uranium. What that cooperation means, we don't know. Maintenance of the military and nuclear status quo during negotiations. U.S. commitment not to impose new sanctions during the negotiation period. Gradual lifting of existing sanctions and release of frozen Iranian assets. And 14, a proposed U.S.-led reconstruction and economic assistance package reportedly valued at roughly $300 billion, with a final agreement envisioned to receive UN Security Council backing. So, wow, that's a
crazy
lot.
Shit.
It's some crazy shit. So let me highlight the one that really hits me is the point number 4: respect for sovereignty and non-interference of internal affairs. Donald Trump in December called Iranians to the streets and said, "We've got your back."
Right.
And in response, the Iranians slaughtered like 20,000 people who had gone to the streets because Donald Trump said, "We have your back." When the war started, he said, "Go to the streets and take your country back." And not a whole lot of people did, because no one trusted that he had their back. And now you see that non-interference of internal affairs. So if Iran does, let's say they have another election like they had with Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, and it was completely a farcical election,
99%.
and then they start shooting the citizens that get out into the streets. We have no recourse to say anything to them on that.
Yep.
And it's not like, well, that's, Iran hasn't done that before. They've done it several times before. They've done it several times in the last decade.
I think you're missing an important part, though. For America, that's a two-way street. Iran is not allowed to criticize our elections either and say, you guys are having bullshit elections.
Sure.
You're using ICE to keep people away.
Yeah, you're seizing ballots and all kinds of shit. Yeah, I mean, I get that, and we'll come to that. We'll see what happens on November 4th,
Right.
But yeah, that one, the big one that I know everyone's complaining about is that 14th one, which talks about
$300 billion.
$300 billion going to the Iranian regime for reconstruction. And
Yeah.
I get, so when the JCPOA, which was signed in 2013,
Yeah.
that joint cooperative plan of action between Iran and several European allies in the United States. That was, we gave Iran $1.7 billion, and Donald Trump raged at that thing, at that amount, saying that and Republicans as well, saying that we gave Iran pallets of cash. I will say that not really. We gave them $400,000 that had been seized during the Iranian Revolution from the Iranians. And then the 1.3 billion was actually interest accrued on the 400,000. So giving them $1.7 billion.
It's
$300 billion,
Well,
and you're not calling that pellets cash?
let's put it in context. This is more money than the United States has given to Israel all time
Sure.
since the existence of the state of Israel.
It's probably more money than they've given to anybody.
Yeah, I mean,
in collectively.
Yeah, it would be weird to say what's the value of the Marshall Plan in today's dollars, but yeah, I would agree. No individual country. I mean, you could say the Marshall Plan. Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
You could say the Marshall Plan. Any individual country certainly is nowhere near that.
So the U.S. giving money to other countries in many more zeros than most of us will ever see in our lifetime. Like, that's the rule now. That's the goal.
Well, they said that Elon is going to pay it all himself.
All right. So original appropriation between 1948 and 1952 was $13.3 billion. Massive amount of money in 1952 standards. I'm not going to argue that. Appropriate to 2026 dollars based on CPI inflation, 170 to 190 billion dollars. So it's not even what we did to rebuild Europe back in the early 40s, late 40s and early 50s. Share of the U.S. GDP equivalent. Yeah.
Look at the mic when you talk.
Oh yeah, so I'm looking at some other data. Share of U.S. GDP equivalent, 700 billion to 1.2.
How much money do they make on oil each year?
Iran?
Yeah.
Well, it's hard because Iran has been facing sanctions, but I don't know.
I'll look that up.
Oh, sorry, kids. You can't have healthcare.
Yeah,
you can't have like a working, functioning government. That's for other countries.
Yeah, I mean, we're all gonna have to move to Iran to get healthcare. I mean, holy shit!
I mean, what the fuck?
Hey,
wow. Well,
happy Father's Craig.
So here we go. In context, Iran makes about $47 billion a year from oil sales.
Which this is going to allow them to sell oil in a much larger, much larger audience. And you know there are going to be buyers out there. Russia is even though Russia produces oil, they're struggling.
The
China.
Have Trump's like any of his kids? There's so many, but any of his kids, have they married into the Iranian government or anything?
Well, you know, it's interesting because as a white supremacist, you know, the Iranians are the original Aryans.
Yeah, the Iran means land of the Aryans.
Yeah.
In fact, it changed its name from Persia, and Iran has been I will say that Iran has been a historical name for this land for ages. Persia was the Greek name that was appropriated to it, and in 1933, just in context, just remember what's happening in 1933. The Shah at that time decided to rename the country Iran, land of the Aryans, and all of a sudden one country took a real shine to that and started investing and getting really close to the Iranian regime at that point. I'll give you a couple guesses of which regime that was.
Was it the Afghanis?
No.
Was it? Let me guess again. Was it the Ottoman Empire?
No.
Actually, I think the Ottoman Empire did not exist in 1933.
No.
All right.
Who came to power in 1933?
Hitler.
Yes, it was Adolf Hitler. They took a shine to Iran after that. Led to the eventually, as the war broke out, England and Russia intervened in Iran to depose the Shah at that time and install his son, very young son, into power. But yeah,
it's pretty crazy. I mean, the $300 billion is
What
such a
the
crazy
fuck?
number, and it says
What are we doing?
the U.S. and their allies, but
I mean, it could be the Gulf
it-
Cooperation Council.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Gulf states put up 30 billion. I mean, that's nothing to them.
Barron's not married yet, is
Who?
he? I just feel like Barron, the youngest Trump. I just feel like
Barron
this is just
Barron is
weird.
going to marry Princess.
Leia Skywalker,
No, the William and what's her name's daughter?
Maxima, the Dutch one,
No, the British one. The Dutch one is
Oh.
interesting, but
William and Kate's.
right. And I believe her name is
Do they?
Caroline.
Do they have a daughter? I
Don't
thought they only
they?
had son.
Maybe
I don't know. I mean, look,
Uh,
the
But
events.
also, is she,
And this, right?
Huh?
This is where we miss out on having Joe Solosky, who is our expert on foreign
But the
dignitaries.
events of like 1770 to 1783 mean I don't have to give a fuck about the goddamn British royal family. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
you know,
Oh my goodness! Like, what are we doing? What is going
Yeah.
on? Like,
I mean, but that is the. I mean, that does raise huge questions. You're going to give 300 billion, and a good chunk of that's probably going to come from the U.S. Treasury to a regime that has been funding terrorists, to a regime that has been brutally repressing its own people, to a regime that really, I mean, they've made agreements in the past that really haven't stuck. The JCPOA is probably the one that was doing the best. But remember, we killed the dude's father, the guy that's running the country right now. We killed his
Right.
father. Like, how? And all we got really was a pinky promise not to enrich uranium and create, make a nuclear weapon.
Well,
And I get that we're going to negotiate stuff. This is a memorandum of understanding, and they got 60 days.
obliterated all of their weapon making material ability, blah, 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 like 17 times.
Yeah.
We've obliterated it all multiple
Oh no,
times.
yeah, we won the war like 60 times in the
Clear-
three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it's not a war.
right. Clearly, this is the worst American defeat in modern history. I mean, you can certainly argue Vietnam. On the other hand, Vietnam, it was a long war,
Yeah.
right? We didn't just get our asses kicked. And in reality, we didn't get our asses kicked. We just chose to not fight anymore
Yeah. We didn't
and not surrender American blood and
Yeah.
treasure.
we didn't lose the war, the actual fighting part of it. We lost the perception game. We lost
Right.
we lost the confidence of international leaders. We've lost
Right. Whereas
Respect.
here, we have emboldened our enemies.
yes.
It is a clear cut case of the American military is held in much less regard after this battle because there is everybody is stunned at the fact that the American military could not protect the Straits of Hormuz. And I would argue that's what they thought when they started the war. Because everybody knew that Iran would close the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah.
And in fact, most people said, oh, you know what? We don't have to worry about it because the American military is going to be able to keep it open. And what we found out is that's not true.
Well, I will
Look,
say one.
Isn't that the reason that past presidents didn't fuck with them?
Well,
was the Strait of Hormuz and how difficult that would be?
I do think that prior to this iteration of warfare, right, the age of the modern drone, the military might have been able to hold the Straits of Hormuz.
Well, I mean, we've done things in the past. Like I remember George W. Bush, not H.W. Bush, flagging tankers and running minesweepers up and down the straits.
Right.
Because at that point there was the calculation that the Iranian regime would not directly attack the United States, and
Right.
and there have been incidents where we shot down the USS Vincennes, shooting down the Iranian jetliner, killing hundreds of Iranian people. They mistook it for a
Yep, for
jet
an attack.
plane,
Yep.
and we survived that. They didn't shut down the Straits of Hormuz. It was always a threat. I think, and a lot of people have talked about the fact that Donald Trump got emboldened by the success of the Venezuela operation, and
Well,
the government did half-ass it, but they got emboldened by the Venezuela operation. They were able to snatch away Maduro in the middle of the night, but they thought that would be the same thing that happens here. They weren't going to snatch away the Ayatollah. They wanted to bomb, and they thought if we can kill the Ayatollah, everything is going to collapse in and on itself.
right.
The Iranian government, the people that are still in charge, all the levers of power within Iran, know that this is an existential fight for them. If they lose power, they will be lined up on a wall and shot. So they have nothing to lose. They are like, if we lose, we die. So if we stay, we'll have a fighting chance. So they've got every reason to stay and fight.
The United States has shown a clear unwillingness to actually engage in warfare.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, this part of it is just, still insane to me. And I truly believe that this actually is still going to come to pass. I cannot believe that Trump will take this loss, that he's got too much ego involved. And as so many people of his strong supporters are now mocking him openly, calling him Taco, Elon Musk calling Air Force One Panda Express because it delivers orange chicken. All that stuff is going to...
Don't besmirch the orange chicken like that, man. The orange chicken is probably one of the more solid things that Panda Express. Panda never tastes good.
Deep in he stole from somebody.
I'm sorry, HJ. What'd you say?
I said, "There's no way that he came up with that on his own."
That's probably a professional comedian's joke somewhere, and Elon just stole it. Although Elon did host Saturday Night Live. It's worth mentioning.
Yeah, but you got writers there. I mean,
you do have writers.
You got writers.
You do have writers. I think though that so first of all, let's talk about so many things about it that are wrong. One of which is, already Saturday Iran reclosed the Straits of Hormuz because Hezbollah fired missiles at Israel. Israel responded and attacked Hezbollah in Lebanon. Iran claimed that's a violation of the treaty, which technically it is, but Hezbollah was the one who violated it. And now they've closed it. No matter what happens, Israel will always respond to an attack. They won't make an agreement, whatever it is. And if,
I think it's been pretty clear that the Israelis were not involved in this agreement at all.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And and you hear some of the rhetoric coming out of J.D. Vance and saying exactly. But what's crazy about it is, he's making these military prognostications, and he's just been witness to the fact that his administration is the greatest military failure administration in the history of the world.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have Donald Trump at the top, J.D. Vance there, second position, and Pete Kegsbreath as the Secretary of Defense. Fuck the Secretary of War.
Right.
And have a successful outcome. I mean, we actually, the United States military has performed admirably in spite of the leadership rather than because of the leadership. And you're right. We are half-assing the war. We don't want to commit ground troops to Iran because at least somebody has gotten to the president and said, if you commit ground troops to Iran, expect the losses in the thousands, not the tens or the hundreds. You're fighting on their terrain. You're going to be exposed. I will say the one good thing about this war is that I actually do think that this is going to give China a little bit of pause
about Taiwan. I thought
about Taiwan because Taiwan's got absolute ass load of fucking,
Holy shit!
fucking
I mean,
drones. Man.
they make
Like, I'm
everything
sure-
right. They're going to be much better than the Iranian drones.
exactly. They'll hit so far into China that China will be like, well, we're going to move the capital to Tibet.
Right.
You know,
Exactly. Right. Where the air is too thin for the drones to operate.
exactly.
Because I mean, so we do have to briefly, and we might come back to it, talk about the big drone strike in Moscow.
Oh
which
yeah,
was
that was sexy.
unbelievable.
Oh,
The
Although I've heard that wasn't the drone that hit it. It was an attempt to hit the drone with a missile from the Russians. It was an own goal essentially.
oh really?
And the missile fell out of the sky and hit the.
I
oh,
don't know. It's interesting because I watched. There's so many military influencers now who put together 10 to 15 minute videos and talk about things that they know, things that they don't know. It's hard to gauge who's really in the know. But I saw an interesting video with a guy where he talked about the fact that these levels of drones that they're using cost about $500, and if they're forcing the Russians to use $10,000 interceptor missiles, then that's a big financial win.
Yeah.
Of course, that's the same math with the tankers in Iran, that we actually might be able to project enough defensive air power to stop 90% of the missiles. But if the missiles cost $5,000, that means to fire 100 of them would cost $5 million. 10% get through. Yeah, 10% get through, and that sinks an oil tanker. That's more than $500 million worth of damage. It's clearly worth it.
Yeah.
And more than $5 million. Yeah. And so the math is just where it is right now. It is. So, all
We've
right.
democratized warfare, which is crazy.
You ready for me to spill a little tea?
Sure.
So I was at a DC cocktail party Thursday. And
I'm not going to king shame.
no. Listen.
Sometimes you need a good cocktail. Or the tail.
Cornhole is an actual game. It's not a euphemism. So we're playing cornhole. And
No, still not going to king shame.
And people were talking about the fact it was really interesting because it's a thing that I had never thought about before. I mean, I kind of knew, but I didn't really know. We're talking about the various anti-drone platforms that are out there right now. And Raytheon has one that's called Phaser, Phaser. And apparently it's pretty good. But it's not mobile. Like, it needs a truck, at least, to move it around. So you could put it on boats and stuff like that. But you can't move it as opposed to a drone that can attack fucking anywhere you give it the coordinates to.
Yeah.
And then what the thing was that came out that was interesting at the party was somebody talked about the fact, and I'd mentioned that I was from Massachusetts, that Seth Moulton, who is running for Senate in Massachusetts, was my congressman, is an incredibly effective advocate for Raytheon, which is based in Massachusetts, who makes the phaser system. And I was like, it's so weird to actually see right there the military-industrial complex overjoyed about the fact, right, Dr. Moulton's right, the other Moulton. I know you don't like to acknowledge him as your brother, Chuck, but he is, actually, I think one of the degrees, I don't think Dr. Moulton has an MBA, and Seth Moulton does have an MBA. But it is crazy to see that the American military-industrial complex is actually thrilled about this war. Because they're like, you know what? Everybody needs to buy all new shit. And we're the ones who make them.
And that's why they love these things. They loved Desert Storm. They loved the war between Iran or between Russia and Ukraine, because we have been sending surplus weaponry to Ukraine. That means we've got to replace that surplus weaponry It's all a big boon for them, and
Right.
quite honestly, it's disgusting. I mean,
I'm buying groceries at the Dollar Tree,
yeah,
and these people are trying to figure out the best way to destroy.
Well, I
it's
mean
the whole
that's
broken windows thing, man.
well, but also, I mean, just to
Wow.
get back to Dollar Tree, I want to point out Dollar Tree also sells military drones now.
Well,
I
I mean,
haven't
you
yet.
got to watch out for the Dollar
Are
General.
we on the track?
You got to watch out for the Dollar General. They're looking to invade.
I will say,
They've already invaded. Shit. Have you been to the South? Yeah, they're everywhere.
I had never been to
The General.
a Dollar General or a Dollar Tree before moving to Maryland. They just don't have them in Massachusetts. Um, we have, like everything else in Massachusetts, there's a different name for every common thing. So, we don't say
Yeah.
water fountain, we say bubbler, and other things like that. So, there are no Dollar Generals or Dollar Trees or anything like that. There's a five and dime. There's an item store. There's the Packy. Well, Packy's actually a liquor store. But, so I'd never been to a Dollar General until I moved to Maryland. It is on my regular list of places to go now. There
Yes.
are things in there that I can get there faster than I can get anywhere else. For example,
Mhm.
as a person back when I was politically active, I used to always keep a thing of Lifesaver mints in the console of my truck. And you never know when I would have to get out somewhere and wanted to have
You don't want to
exactly,
your breath.
exactly. And in the same vein, uh, if you want to buy bottled water, that's a great place to buy bottled water. I got into a habit where I would always keep 32 bottles of water in my truck. Um, dude, that's very funny, Keith. Um,
No, holler dollars. We go to those a lot. Yeah. Dollar Tree, grocery shopping.
Dude, you
You can find, was it Liam Layton, I think, that helps find cheap meals.
so
Fox?
You
you can
pasta. You can
Cereal.
get spices.
Cereal. You can get boxes
Um,
of
yeah.
cereal, General Mills, that sort of stuff.
I
Spam.
I can make jambalaya, and apologies to Heidi if she hears this. I can make jambalaya for less than $10 at a Dollar Tree.
Do you put shrimp in it?
No, I do not put.
Good. That's the kind
you
of
can't
jambalaya I
do
like.
shrimp.
I hate
You
shrimp.
can't do shrimp if you're
Well-
if you're doing on the Dollar Tree budget.
They do have artificial shrimp. They don't actually sell them.
Sea
They're
monkeys?
crawling around on the floor at the Dollar General, but it's,
Sea monkeys, you get them in the back of the catalog.
exactly.
Now, when we were in Morrison, there was a Family Dollar Dollar Tree combo store, and it was across the street. I am not kidding. From Dollar General, it's Highway 55. Should anyone go through there between McMinnville and
Well, in
Manchester?
the South, they'll have Dollar Generals inside Dollar Generals.
Yeah.
Like it's just that's how much it's got.
On
But they will always let you use the
the
bathroom.
big high,
It may be hanging on the damn, what are those things called on your wheels?
cards, hubcaps,
Mm,
clickers,
hubcaps. The key may be hanging on a hubcap, but you'll have bathroom.
Yeah, there are $3 Generals on my when I drive to the end of the peninsula that I live on, which I like to do every now and then, just so I'm not such a homebody.
Every now and
So,
then.
aside from Dollar General selling drones now, the impact of drones on modern warfare is pretty crazy.
It is.
I have a really strong feeling that we're going to, let's say, I don't want us to get banned, but I could imagine a scenario where Iran or some enemy would launch drones from a boat off the coast of the United
Well,
States.
Ukraine did that.
Yep.
Like April of last year, they had this massive attack deep into Russia, and people were like, "Well, why didn't the Russians see it coming from Ukraine? Because it didn't come from Ukraine. They loaded these drones
truck.
onto trucks, and the trucks got close enough, and those soft-sided trucks, tarp gets pulled back, drones come out, and there's not enough time to deal with that threat, and they were very successful in doing that. It's amazing they got those drones across the border, but I don't think the Russians really figured that they would attack like that.
Well, and the thing about it is, it's an enormous border. Russia has an
Yeah.
enormous border.
Yeah, you don't have to go through the Ukrainian border to do
Right.
this.
It's like trying to secure the American border with Canada. Forget it. Right? There's nothing you can do to stop American teenagers from getting across that border to buy beer.
You can play Celine Dion 24/7. That might help.
Won't keep me away. Wonderful! Formidable! I love you all!
I love you all. Have you ever seen the Ariana Grande imitating other
Yes.
singers? Holy
Fantastic.
shit, she is amazing.
She is a phenomenal talent.
Yeah.
And it's easy to think of her as just a pop music star,
Yeah, yeah.
but she really is just
I saw her do like Shakira, and I'm like, what? And
Shakira.
then she did Kelly
Wow.
Clarkson, and
Well, they did a great sketch on Saturday Night Live where it was a radio station and the record player was broken. And so whenever they would get a request, she would have to sing and imitate that singer. And just phenomenal. Happy to see her doing so well with the Wizard of Oz movie. Oh my God.
Okay.
Are you familiar, Dave? You must be familiar with Heated Rivalry.
I haven't watched it yet.
AJ, are you familiar with Heated
I
Rivalry?
would watch it. I just haven't. I'm not a big TV
I know what it
Okay.
is.
watcher.
So, somebody made a Harry Potter version of that called Heated Wizardry. And Ron
this too.
and
Ron and Harry.
Harry, right? I couldn't remember the main character's name. Ron and Harry
It's in
Me-
the title.
meeting for the first time. Wow, that's a really interesting wand. Would you like to hold it? Goes on from there.
Well, it's actually I know it was like books that came out first, and now it's a series, but it's not unheard of that we've seen relationships develop. WNBA has had a few relationships develop where the players play on different teams and get married, and I think it just happened like the Dallas team where they traded for the wife of one of their star players, which is cool. You bring
Yeah, you guys
family
get to
into
work
it.
together. You commute
Yeah.
together.
Now they're
That's
going to
a
be
nice
miserable. We're going to see each other all the time. They're just going to be miserable now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in that space, going back to this terrible, no good, horrible deal,
Stupid deal.
the problem is, I don't think there are any better. Well, so first of all, if America promises $300 billion, don't think you're going to get it unless you can come and collect. So I don't know that Iran has any illusions that they're going to get $300 billion out of the United States. But I also don't think that there's any chance that any of the other conditions are going to be met. And so it's entirely possible that Trump is just going to have to walk away and not do anything, which would be, American lives lost, all of the other stuff.
Yeah.
But
How big a tarp do you think he'll need for that one?
I
If he loses that, how big a tarp is he going to
well,
need?
I mean, I think that what a lot of people have speculated is that he's going to release the Epstein files to cover up the embarrassment of the Iranian war.
I mean, honestly, that's we're gonna hear about the massive project to cut a hole through the Rubik Ali to go from
Right.
to skip the Straits of Hormuz. I don't know, man. I think he's over a barrel on this one, which is
No pun intended.
Yeah, but you want to get out of this war, but you got to negotiate with Iranians and who have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose.
Did he not admit this past week or so that he was doing this, of watching the stock market as he was doing
well,
this crap, as he was
I mean,
making
that's
these
one thing
decisions?
that several times during this thing where they would announce we're gonna have a peace deal, and then price of oil would just
That's
drop
what
to
we do.
drop like a rock, and there the speculations they had shorts on the oil
Oh,
market, and then
that's the deal.
Israel would blow up something, and all of a sudden the oil market would go back up,
Yep.
and it felt the market manipulation. I know Mac alluded to that earlier. It is market manipulation that all the times he announced a potential ceasefire or we'd won the war and things were going to be calm down in a week, markets like dumbasses would react to this news, trying to jump on the market,
Mm-hmm.
trying to jump and gain an advantage. I get that, but y'all fell for this like 85 times in the last 100 days,
Yep.
and the people in the know were making money. The people who are just trying to capture some kind of advantage in the stock market probably
Right.
ate it
It
hard.
is crazy that we are in a scenario too where that I mean and that's why I still think that in the end, and I mean these guys are idiots, right? Let's go with the
Yeah.
thing that they're basically idiots.
Yes.
But one of the things about it, Trump said the other day that he was okay with Iran having a ballistic missile program.
I gotta have something to defend themselves, and it's like, if we back up, sir, to just a little bit,
Yeah.
actually, you said
Trump-
we are going to totally obliterate the possibility of them ever having these.
Not only
But now they
not only
can have
that,
something.
what could Saudi Arabia be thinking at that point in time, right? Because here's the thing. We think
Your own partner in Israel. What are they thinking?
yeah. Well, I mean, Israel is what it is, but Saudi Arabia, right? Kuwait, Qatar,
Yeah.
those guys have
Kuwait,
given Trump
yeah.
billions of dollars personally, right? They gave
Yeah.
him the airplane, they gave him all these other things. What are they?
They won't shake
The
baby
Board of
Nancy's
Peace
hand.
membership. Yeah, hell
Exactly.
yeah.
What are they buying if Iran gets to have ballistic missiles? Because that is just a shit show. Now, there is an interesting theory that maybe the best thing for the United States is
Yeah.
actually real war between the Gulf states, and they fight each other and really go to the mattresses. Why is that the best thing for the United States? Well, we're the largest producer of oil. We
Yeah, you
don't
capture the market.
Yeah, exactly. We don't
But-
really need.
Everyone is paying like $8 a gallon for gas because one, you've taken off all of that
Sure.
oil.
But-
Europe is crippled. China is crippled. You're probably setting the stage for a global conflict by doing that.
Well, yeah, I actually think that Europe would be okay, and Russia would love it
Oh yeah, Russia would absolutely
because they have excess capacity. We can refine our oil. You're talking about like some of the cheaper oils. I actually Mac,
Venezuelan oil is
Go
hard to-
ahead. Yeah, if you're talking about the fact that like Canadian tar sand oil and stuff like that, we can't refine. We actually can. It's just very expensive.
It's expensive, and we also haven't built a refinery in the United States.
Right.
As
Yeah.
expensive as a
But
war with Iran.
Texas sweet crude, Texas sweet crude, of which there is
So
plenty of,
tasty.
yeah, is plenty of refinery space for that. But I mean that's a very, very ruthless thing, and I don't think that those guys that I don't want to say the brain trust, but whatever you would call the people who are at the
Brain worm trust.
Yes, yeah, the brain worm trust. That's a very
Yes.
good way to put it. So maybe, I don't know. I just have a feeling that we're going to end up with a situation where it's going to become a hot
This is
war, a hot war again, and Trump is going to realize that what he has to do is he has to make it a war of attrition. Now the problem with that is he can't get congressional authorization for that. So he's going to say that he's got 60 days, a new 60 days. He's going to make them sue during that time, and maybe then he will, do the obvious stuff of destroy all the ports, destroy all the oil fields. I mean, it is clearly within America's capacity to not defend the Straits of Hormuz. You just can't do it. But to absolutely destroy the Iranian economy, that you can do pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, and the administration has proven that it doesn't really care about law or international law,
Right.
especially.
But the problem
Well,
is that they have no concept of military strategy because I really don't think they see that they've made it worse.
No, well, I mean, they so I posted this question on Facebook. Um, if you were going to, I know I've talked about this before, if you were going to completely sabotage a country,
Yeah.
economically, militarily, socially, civically,
Yep.
would it look any different than what we're seeing right now?
No. I mean,
This is listen all y'all. This is
well,
sabotage.
if yeah, I mean, the only thing you could do worse would be to actually start a shooting war with China,
Yeah,
right?
and well, I mean, if another Epstein file comes out, we might
Yeah.
get to that point. Who knows?
It is really astonishing how bad it is. And what is amazing to me, I was thinking about this the other day, is how resilient America actually has been in spite of this incredibly shitty situation that's going on. Uh, you know, although nationwide things are fucked, internationally things are fucked, the blue states things are still pretty much as they have been. I mean, you have some ice intrusions and stuff like that, but you've seen a lot of blue states resist ice a lot more,
Yeah.
like California and Massachusetts. Um, although California did pass a
They are-
crazy ass tax today.
They are focusing more in red states now. The like West Virginia has had.
Right.
It's the same people who complain on Friday night that their favorite Mexican restaurants closed because they've been raided and the restaurants closed because they have no workers, and they'll be
Yep.
the same people that will be the first to say people just don't want to work in this country anymore.
yes.
They
In
got the
Tennessee-
fucking workers, assholes.
In Tennessee, the state troopers have been asking everyone in the vehicle for their ID, and that they will continue to do so because they are being allowed to do so.
Yeah.
To check everybody's status. Period. Give me your papers.
Yep.
Papers!
Please. Papier and pizza.
Yeah, man. That's the goal.
Yeah. I mean, it's frustrating to watch what has happened to this country. We're rounding the bend. We can see the 250th anniversary coming in a couple weeks, and
where it gets so sad is you think, you're talking about the anniversary 260 years ago, 95% of the world lived under the rule of a tyrant.
yeah,
And the American Revolution came with this promise, this idea that, and we can point to, I don't want to minimize the fact that the American illusion from 1800 to 1900 is mostly for white people who are second or third generation. It's not great for blacks. It's not great for Italians. It's not great for Irish people in the United States during that time period. But we do have, I'm sure you're familiar with the frontier thesis. The thing that made America different from every other country is that if you didn't like shit, move 50 miles west. And you were outside of the
west,
United
young
States.
man.
Yep, and you could keep doing that. And so, in the Western culture, and it's still resistant in the Rocky Mountain states, states, there is a much stronger sense of independence. And in these states, in the mountain states, the Mountain West, they never had a problem with real racism. And I don't want to minimize the fact that there are racism problems everywhere, but it's not like it's Alabama.
No, it was not. But
No,
there were sundown towns
listen,
there.
there's no place without racism problems.
Yeah.
Most professional athletes will tell you Boston, Massachusetts is the most racist town they ever played in. And that's an extremely blue state, the home of the abolitionist movement, and there are assholes everywhere.
Or massholes.
massholes everywhere. On the other hand, here we are, 250 years later, after this noble idea, and I always wonder, is it really the tyrants who have? Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah,
Native Americans got fucked by everybody. I would argue that by the time the Americans got further west to the Mountain West, they'd already had so much experience at fucking over all the other tribes that then it was just like clockwork for them. But for sure, you think of the Comanches.
Underneath,
Yeah,
Nez Perce.
Read,
yeah, Nez Perce.
Black Elk Speaks.
Yeah,
Read that one.
yeah, no
That
question
was
about it.
really lot.
Really, Chris Rock does a good routine about it, where he says, black people, we complain about a lot of stuff. He's like, but, I've been around for a long time. I've done a lot of shows. He's like, I have never been to a place other than an Indian reservation where I've met two Indians together at the same time. He says, it just doesn't happen. If you're in a room and somebody says, oh, you know what, I'm Native American, they're the only Native American there. Okay, there's nobody else.
Yeah, I mean, growing up in Albuquerque, I
Sure.
had lots of Native classmates, but yeah,
Mhm.
no, I get it. Like if you're outside the main tribal areas,
Yeah,
Southwest,
yeah,
you'll hear somebody, and you might hear somebody say, "Yeah, my grandmother, we think that they were Cherokee or something along
Yeah.
those lines," but you don't know.
Elizabeth
So,
Warren style.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Massachusetts has 3 Indian casinos, Native American casinos.
That has been a game changer for the native culture. I mean, there are some super respect to some of the reservations that don't do gaming. I saw Isleta Pueblo before casino gaming came to the United States or came
Yep.
to New Mexico. It was as squalid as you could imagine. Like you could imagine that level of poverty in the United States today, even if you've been to like deep south.
Yeah.
That there was still literal mud buildings and people were in really rough shape. Now, whereas casino gaming a end all be all great thing for it helped level the field a little bit. There's still problems with it, but
Right. Well, what's interesting
extracting
about
money from the white guys has been good business for them.
I think what I hope that it gives them is capital to take advantage of the other benefits they have from their treaties, like lack of federal taxes, things like that. Things that they really could take advantage of. Cannabis stores.
Before casinos really became a big thing, the reason why people went to the res was
Cigarettes.
cigarettes. Holy shit! $10 for a pack of cigarettes. For the cheapest pack of cigarettes, and it's $5.99 in on the res. People would just,
Yep.
not that it was great, not that it was great to smoke, but it was revenue for them.
Right. Alcohol, same thing. Other stuff if you want to have a business on there.
A lot of reservations have eschewed alcohol because of the alcohol
problems.
issues with on the reservations, but cannabis has been a big boon too. So I'm glad to see them taking advantage of that as well. So, let's talk a little bit about the fiasco at the National Mall.
Okay. I was like, you're going to have to be really specific.
There are so many fiascos going on right now, but
Did you ever get that?
we had the Freedom 250 thing, and the grass is all dead. Where that stage, the big playpen that was put in the White House, that killed the grass there. A couple weeks ago, somebody put 8647 on the mall itself, on the grass there. They painted over it, and the paint that they've used has actually made that 8647 stand out even more. And now, the
reflecting pool,
$13 billion reflecting pool that was drained and painted is now
filled with algae.
and the paint is coming up. It
And
is not.
peroxide that they've added has killed the ducks.
Yes, it is killing animals, anything that gets
Hmm.
into it, and
Oh, wait. Wasn't
and
there someone arrested for peeling paint from the bottom
yeah,
of
there's
the
apparently.
they'll be convicted before anybody on the Epstein list. You
Yeah.
watch.
Oh yeah. Well, my hope is that
Woo!
they'll bring these charges and judges will laugh these out of court, just like the guy that threw a sandwich at an ICE officer. But
Yeah.
yeah, apparently a former U.S. Olympian that was a kayaker was arrested for grabbing at one of the pieces of paint that was peeling out of the reflection pond and you know touching it, and that was this massive crime of him actually being a saboteur. And Donald Trump has issued several Pravda social posts about the Antifa and people sabotaging the Great Reflecting Pool.
Right.
The
They can look
leftist
in the mirror
the
and be
leftist
like,
plot
"You
to
are messing
sabotage.
up."
Yeah, the leftist plot to sabotage the reflecting pool, and that they're going to prosecute to the fullest. And again, this is a distraction, absolute distraction, based
This
off
is
of one, the
nothing.
shit deal that we just got in the war, and two, Epstein list is still continuing. But yeah,
And did
this
you
is
see
ridiculous.
JD Vance on The View? It is so satisfying. It is so, so satisfying to watch him stumble and stutter and go, "Well, da, 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 da," smiling like a complete puppet that he is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it is beautiful. I don't like The View. Let's make that clear. I don't like The View at all. It was beautiful. Let's kiss.
I mean, I'm, I think one of the greatest sins of American media in this age right now is the lack of pushback when people like Donald Trump say quiet
Mhm.
piggy, or telling Caitlin Collins that she should smile more, and that she's or so and so is a horrible reporter, and that they
Uh-huh.
lie all the time, and that nobody in that press pool is actually saying, you know what, fuck you. Fuck
Mhm.
you and your whole bullshit, and answer the fucking question.
I
Things
really
like
hope
that.
that that's gonna keep coming.
The,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Cat on the couch. Yeah. Yes.
yes.
Yes, it's wonderful. Osha Vance is trying to read children's books, and it is like she's being held hostage. It is awful, terrible. So, Cats on the Couch, she put together, she asked, who would like to read kids' books, and we'll go against Osha. And so many people signed up that she had to get assistance to, like, figure out, like, catalog it all and schedule it all. It's She's epic. She is epic. The Petty Besties, yes.
So if you're not aware of who the Cats on the Couch lady is, she is a content creator on all the digital platforms. Her sole motivation at the beginning was for her page to get more followers than the Vice President JD Vance. Cats on the Couch, for JD Vance. I think she's done that, but she makes content. I saw something the other day where she stopped at there's a JD's Furniture, and there was a couch in there. But yeah, she's doing good things, and people are resisting what's going on. But my hope is, at some point, somebody in the press pool has got to grow a backbone.
Well, I mean, anybody that has said anything has gotten fired or their show canceled. So
Well,
we will see what happens with that. I'm really looking forward to it because I grew up with Channel One would come on the TV,
Kurt Loder.
and we had Anderson Cooper, baby Anderson Cooper, and Lisa Lane.
Anderson Cooper, son of Tennessee.
Love Anderson Cooper.
Yep.
But yeah, I've loved him for forever, and he will ugh. The press pool has got to speak up. They've got to, and they need to be inspired by these
Yeah.
people that have stepped down from positions, by people that have spoken out and gotten fired. They need
I'm
If
telling you,
everybody does it, they can't fire everybody.
we are.
I'm wondering why people aren't looking at, and this man is not an example for anything else in the world, but Tucker Carlson, right? Tucker Carlson gets fired
I've
from
been
Fox.
quoting him all night.
Tucker Carlson gets fired from Fox and goes and starts up his own channel and
Mhm.
is pretty influential.
Well, I mean, I think you at some point we're going to be able to create a very awesome network filled with really good people who have been targeted by this administration, who have lost their jobs by this administration, because I mean, you're Stephen Colbert, the media people who have lost their jobs. And Brandy points out the one lady on ABC News. He stomped out of the interview, but we've seen it where he's in a room in the Oval Office. There are 20, 30 reporters there asking him a question, and he
Where's he
tears
going
into
now?
somebody. And it's usually a woman because he's a fucking coward,
Well, yeah.
and he targets a woman for their looks, the accuracy of their meaning, their reporting, and he'll lump in a charge on their whole network of being failed.
Right, the whole thing when he walked out on what's her name?
Yeah,
Meet the Press.
but
Yeah.
she was solo, and she was asking hard questions, and he flipped out. The fact is, when he does that, when he says "quiet piggy" to a reporter on Air Force One, there's still other people there that say, "That's not fucking right, you asshole. Answer the fucking question, you piece of shit."
yeah.
And you know what? If somebody does that, and I know that the press would be like, "Oh my god, he said that to the president."
Well,
The people will fucking make posters of this person. They will be a hero to millions.
Well,
They
here's
don't
the thing.
understand
You
it.
wouldn't even have to speak out. If that happens and everybody just walks out,
Yes.
don't give him attention, because what the bullies like more than anything, that attention. So, sorry, it's down here. But don't give him that attention. Get up and walk out. But
Yeah.
how
Well,
beautiful would that be?
I mean, Trump is an escalator, so I think he would do even more fucked up shit um, if he wasn't getting the attention that he wants, that he would just, you know, oh, all of a sudden we're invading Cuba. Like, and I think that's
Right.
part of the reason why he wants to get rid of this Iran war is that he wants to move on to another, like Cuba, that he thinks will go like Venezuela and be a quick win for them to take out the Cuban leadership. They already indicted Raul Castro, who's no longer in power in Cuba, like 90 some odd year old dude, and they're setting the groundwork for doing it, but they got to get rid of the Iran war first before they can do it.
How old did you say he was?
Raul Castro,
Mhm.
he's up there.
He's got to be 88.
But
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
only a few years older than our president. So
Yeah, I mean, again, let's get
Yeah.
them locked into a room and fight each other. Like I said, broken hips at this age are fatal.
well,
And
Happens
let's
every
see
day.
who wins the fight between these two.
No,
Mm.
Raul Castro was born in 31, so he
Oh.
is 95 years old.
95 years old. So we're gonna go into Cuba to go after this guy.
I
Although he
would
apparent-
still put a bet on him versus Trump. I think he could take
Well,
him.
that's stardom at least. And then,
But apparently he's actually retired from
yeah, he's no longer
government.
Yeah, he's no longer the head of Cuba,
Yeah.
and you know, we're wanting to go into Cuba to get this guy, a 95-year-old dude who's probably wouldn't survive the plane trip to the United States, or at least the attempt to capture him. You know, the it's all asinine. Like everything in this world is going asinine right now.
Yes, everything is insane. What are
Yeah.
we doing? What is going on?
Yeah, absolutely. Like where I mean, what is the purpose of what we're doing right now? Like why are
What
we
is
doing
the
this
goal?
other than to keep the Epstein files from coming out and putting a
Mhm.
bunch of rich assholes in jail for molesting children?
Oh my gosh! I just feel like the justice for everybody is just getting further and further away.
I am actually starting to think that there's not anything there. And the reason why I think that is because
These assholes aren't fucking talking when they say they're going to talk.
exactly like
Massey,
Thomas Massey or
Rokana. Yeah, Congressman Rokana is
exactly
also,
exactly the stuff that we talked about last week.
yeah.
This is it's just insane to me that they're not willing to do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
What's going to
Yeah.
stop them? Just do it. Double dog dare you. I mean, what is it going to take for someone to have a backbone and actually do what needs doing?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what the answer is.
I don't either.
But that's why I'm starting to think, nothing's come out. If nothing's come out, then maybe there is.
Or they've got some dirt. But it's so many people that have said that I've got
Exactly.
this information. I'm going to come out with it.
How is it that no person is taking advantage of their capacity to read something on the House floor and be protected by the law?
Yeah.
Maybe they're not being protected by the law. Maybe that's the message.
Right,
they
right,
received.
right. Maybe they're afraid they'll be killed.
And this DOJ, I don't think that they're going to do anything
Yeah, I
at
don't.
all.
I don't think it matters even if they read the names. But
Other than
having the
probably
names-
come after us.
well, having the names out there allows us to, let's say, it shows that Elon was, participating. Then it makes it harder for people to say, well, we should, invest in SpaceX, which had its initial public offering last Friday, and made a mint of money. He's the world's first trillionaire now. But if he actually had participation within the Epstein files, and there's some files there that indicate that he was trying to get invited out there.
Yes.
He's too big of a loser for Jeffrey Epstein, I guess.
Well, there's plenty of emails and whatnot that say,
Yeah, if you're gonna have a party, let me hang out. No. Oh shit,
I mean,
Elon's here.
there's pictures of, Zuckerberg and Elon there at this table with a bunch of, other.
I mean,
Rich
the names that
Walker.
have come out, they've faced some. I mean, Prince Andrew's no longer Prince. I mean, he's not faced ultimate justice. Other names that have been on the list that have they've at least lost their careers. That's a good thing. Even if actual, penal justice, and I'm saying penal, not penile, penal justice is escapes them. At least financial justice will find them, and having their names out there just to that shame of actually confirmed in the Epstein files. They did this. They did this. They did this. Those videos. Let's name and shame people. Even if we don't get the actual justice, at least we know who they are and that their names can be tarnished forever. It's so frustrating to watch this shit and know that there are people out there that have done this, and that there's a president that is protecting them, and there's a good chance they may be in this list. And there's nothing we can do about it because the powers that be are circling the wagons, and they're too much. The people that have seen the list, have seen some of the files that have not been released, are fucking cowards. Thomas Massey, you're a fucking coward. Until you actually go out on the floor and say what you know, you are a fucking coward. You are a coward. Rokana, you're a coward.
Not that. I think that he's a liar.
True. Yeah, either way. Coward or liar. It's one of two.
Yeah.
And until we at some point we're going to have to be able to shut the book on this.
Well,
I'm going to hold all of these people
for this to go further. So
yeah, I don't think it's going to go.
No.
maybe if the administration changes and we have a Truth and Reconciliation Commission after the Civil War. I don't know. I mean, like I
After
have
the
no idea
Civil
what.
War, we shall see what happens.
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
I
because the
don't
problem
know.
is that we had a candidate campaign on saying they were going to release the Epstein files.
Yes.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm not going to release the. Well, we're going to redact the hell out of the files, which they've done.
Right.
Mm.
Exactly. It's terrible.
It's an absolute travesty of justice, and it's a stain on American history and the United States history. For 250 years, there's been lots of stains. Well, whether it's the Trail of Tears, the Korematsu decision, there's slavery, Jim Crow, the suffrage movement,
Yep.
the just fighting for people's rights. America's always been an ideal. It's been an imperfect ideal, and we've tried to move towards perfecting it more and more. It's still not there, and it's backslid to an extent over the last few years. But yeah, we're getting to 250, and we're gasping, and struggling.
Yeah, I mean, this is the last stand. This is the last stand.
It
because
is.
as fucked as we might think that America has become, we're still better than everywhere else.
And
We still have more liberty than any other place on the planet. And
I would
here. I mean, yeah. Look, you can't. It's not comparable. You want to start a business in any other country? Forget it. It's nothing like as easy as it is in the United States.
Sweden.
You want
It's easier to start a business in Sweden now.
No, come on, Dave. I just started a business for $5.
Sure. I mean, it depends on what the business you're.
I started a
seeking to do.
software as a service business for $5.
Yeah, depends on the type of business you're trying to do and the regulation that's already in the industry. But yeah, there are barriers to starting businesses in the United States that some countries don't do.
I mean, listen, for sure. If you want to do a restaurant, food services, America has some ridiculous standards. There's no question about that. Like you can't have a restaurant if your kitchen is not inspected by the government. Stuff like that. Other countries don't have that problem. But in general, starting up a simple business, if you want to go into work as a carpenter, you have to, as a handyman, you don't have to do anything. There's no licensing involved or anything like that. Carpenter, yes, you have to be licensed. But a handyman, nothing. You just go into work, you just start working. It's not like that anywhere else. Go ahead, AJ.
What if you don't want to start a business? What if you just want to exist as you are?
Yeah, I mean, the question is, what do you mean by that in terms of liberty?
I don't know. I had to move across the country to find a state that agreed that me and my sons all deserve the same rights.
Right. And look, I can't tell you that they're not states where things are fucked up. But you want to go around the world, I can point to plenty of other countries that have worse problems. And you move to, when you look between the different states, there's a vast difference. Cannabis,
Shouldn't be.
guns. Well, no,
There
there should be.
No, there shouldn't be.
Not so for individual liberties.
I could die from not being able to get a medical procedure in one state because it's illegal.
I agree that the whole point of the government, of the federal government, is to defend the individual liberties against the states. That's really the only legitimate purpose of the federal government. And so I agree with you that your rights should not be violated by a state government. And in cases where there are, we should have recourses, and sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. And that's bad.
When have we had recourse?
Huh?
When have we had recourse?
I mean,
in my lifetime.
Abortion was legal everywhere, protected by the federal government for 95% of your lifetime.
Okay.
I mean,
that makes it okay that it's not now, though. For the rest of
I mean, abortion still is legal, right? But there's all sorts of state restrictions on it and stuff like that. But, for example, if you lived in Massachusetts or California or Illinois, no problem getting an abortion. Colorado, I believe, is pretty good.
No, it's limited because of there's not as many providers as one would think. There's actually been a couple of clinics that have closed down over the past 6 months.
So,
Not because they don't have the business, but because they have too much and they don't have enough providers to do what they need to do.
Well,
Well,
you're
and-
getting
and-
people coming from other states to
and that
mail
that,
them, so.
that is a great example of where, the government is fucking it up, right? I mean, what is it? 80% of abortions now are chemical, I think.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's why they're trying to shut down mifepristone.
Oh, yeah.
And all the other stuff. That's
And
how,
mifepristone is
Oh,
the supply
yeah.
is
exactly right. And the federal government is definitely trying to fuck with that.
yep.
But
Fuck you, Trump.
there's still, as bad as it is here. You could certainly. It's not across the board. Well, I mean, they do actually have a freedom index, right? And the United States has fallen to 21st or something on the freedom
Yeah.
index. However,
And it's hard to get I've been looking at business ones, and it's all over the place depending on what you're wanting to do. Like
for sure, the United States can be very draconian. Most
Nine-
states can be very draconian in terms of if you.
Well,
I mean,
it's-
like we know hairdressers, right? Hairdressers in Colorado, fucking ridiculous. You got to
Yeah,
get a
West Virginia, same way.
$15,000 license to be a hairdresser. So, in some respects, you're right. That is completely stupid.
this list says 9 best countries to build and grow from the ground up: New Zealand, Singapore, Denmark, Norway, Mexico, Thailand. United States is at 7.
Yeah, but I mean, think about Singapore, right? Think about the stuff that you give up
Oh, sure,
to
yeah.
live in Singapore.
New Zealand is
Corporal
I'm not
punishment.
going to worry
Corporal
too much
punishment
about.
for everybody.
Yeah, not
Right,
going to worry too
caning-
much about.
Being beaten is part of a sentence in Singapore.
Oh, don't throw gum on the streets. Don't be an asshole. But yeah, I mean, Denmark. The worst thing I can say about Denmark is you pay high taxes, but you also get shit for the taxes you pay there.
I mean, every country has different levels of freedom,
Yeah.
and across the board. But I think that most people would agree there is nothing like the American First Amendment in most countries.
Oh no, I mean you're seeing people getting thrown in jail and
For
for
right.
being dickbags. I mean,
Social media
Quite
posts.
honestly, I would like to see Chud the Builder
They're
thrown
not
in
just
jail for
same people rounded up in Minnesota for the content creators that were observing. Did they not just round them up?
They did. We'll find out if they're going to be convicted. But you're right. You're right. That's absolutely true. On the other hand, one of the things that they talk about, and we say this all the time, right? Freedom of speech does not necessarily mean freedom from consequences.
Yes.
Now, these guys didn't do anything wrong. The Minnesota 15 should all be free. It's ridiculous. The government has made trumped up charges, pun intended. But in England, which we consider a pretty free country, right? People go to jail for saying that they think the prime minister is bad, or calling somebody a name on social media, or saying something that we would consider racist in public.
Oh, because they don't have all the meetings to take up their time.
Well, I mean, England's got a lot of other laws, right? You can't own a television without the government's permission, stuff like that. But everybody has a different state of things. But if you go through, the first 4 amendments, let's ignore the third, but nobody's got it like the United States has in terms of liberty in those.
Why
in
does
those
everybody
cases.
ignore the third?
Well, I mean, the Third Amendment
Third
Defense
Amendment is important.
Foundation has a party every year. 250 successful years of defending the Third Amendment. But I mean, that's
Well, I
just,
mean, it is the basic behind
but
the
that's
castle
why
doctrine, so.
that's why we have to fight so hard against these people who are trying to take away everything, and they've taken away a lot. We
Oh
are a
yeah,
less free country now than we were 4 years ago, especially than we were 12 years ago. And the Trump administration has, without question, unleashed the worst elements of bias in our
oh my
country
god,
to take away, to try to build a popular base for taking away rights from some people. And, the famous saying is a dictator doesn't ask for power over you, he asks for power over your neighbor. And that's
yeah.
what Trump is doing. He's trying to split us so that, yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to work.
Hold on, oh, we'll have the
Do the three
we're gonna get the
verticals,
quiz up. Hold
the
on a
three
second.
columns. And then, the last part of
Hell.
the last part of the Gettysburg Address, Lincoln says, dedicated to the proposition that a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, of the people, for the people, by the people, shall not vanish from this earth. And that's exactly what they were fighting for in the Civil War and what we are fighting for now when we are fighting against
Get
these small-minded bigots.
registered. Get registered. Get active. Get out there and vote in November. I know we've joked about the off-sided. This is the most important election of our lifetimes. It kind of feels like we're there.
Well, I mean, if it really becomes an election and there's a possibility, I tell people now, I'm like, you should really vote because you may not get this chance again.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know.
And I will say that it points to a lot of problems. A lot of people are like, oh, we need more democracy. Democracy can be a tyrant's tool. And you're
Sure.
seeing it right now. Right? You are seeing tyranny of the majority.
Well, I wouldn't even say it's the majority. It's the people, the
Who
majority
show
of
up to
people in
vote.
control.
Right,
Yeah, well,
it's the people who show up to
it's
vote.
the people in control at this point.
Right.
Yeah, and we talked about the fact that so much of our government has been essentially, and I wouldn't say that there are gentlemen involved, but a gentleman's agreement in that we'll do this and we'll maintain this, and this Stunad. Well, I don't even want to call him a Stunad. He's a pezza de merda. Is completely destroying every bit of it, whether it's domestically or internationally. Fucking tired of it. So, all right, we didn't even talk about the G7, which was an even crazier thing. But
Yeah.
it's the week that was ending on Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth to all those who celebrate. I celebrate it because it is another great day and celebrate freedom in the United States. I was out yesterday at a Juneteenth celebration in Martinsburg, West Virginia. And happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, whether you're human dads or pet dads. Enjoy the day. Hope you've had a good day with your family. All right, let's start the quiz. We lost AJ. I think she.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was mad about what you were
the
saying.
orientation of her. Like, I don't know what happened there. I was trying different things and it didn't work.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
It's an electoral question. What president had the highest percentage of all eligible voters voting for them in an election?
Ooh, all eligible voters and all that.
This is not everybody who voted, but the number of people who could have voted.
The way you're phrasing it means it's probably earlier president.
So it's we don't have good statistics before like 1820. because there wasn't much really voter registration.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a hint. He is one of two presidents with his last name, and he became president when the president when he was vice president and the president he was working with got assassinated.
I would say that was Andrew Johnson.
No, it's Lyndon Johnson.
Lyndon Johnson, the other Johnson.
It's
Okay.
such a trick question because they were both vice presidents who became president, etc.
Yeah. The linkages between those two are kind of free.
Right. And the number is 38%. Lyndon Johnson was elected with 38% of the eligible voters.
And that number keeps going down because, again, the political parties have to do a better job of nominating qualified, good candidates. And the way that the political system is right now, we're just driving away good, qualified individuals from running for office.
Well, so case in point, Ronald Reagan and Barack Obama, who I think we would argue were the biggest landslide candidates of our lives,
Yeah.
both had 31% of the eligible voters. Less than.
No, that's and I mean it's shocking. I know that at least the last few that if did not vote was the candidate on the ballot that would have won the election in landslide.
Yeah. Well,
you know,
right, exactly. Because if Reagan had 31%, then whoever he beat, Mondale and Jimmy Carter,
yeah,
had
Probably, yeah.
Less than 31%.
25% at best.
Exactly. And so, right, exactly. So clearly more people didn't vote than voted for Reagan.
Yeah, and when you look at, again, like I face this here. People have asked me, you work with the Democrats in West Virginia. It's such a red state. Why? And if you look at the voter registration in West Virginia, Republicans have a massive advantage. But the thing is, if you take everybody who's not a Republican, they have a massive advantage over the Republican Party.
Right.
It's getting those people out to vote against these people. That's the thing. You've got to convince independents and those Democrats who don't want to get out and vote to get out and vote.
Yep.
You can change things in our county or our state or our country if you get out there and vote and vote. And if it's incumbent on the parties to actually give us good candidates. I'm happy that the candidates we have locally are really fucking awesome. So,
Yep.
all right. This is the week that was starting on or ending on Juneteenth. So, question number one: President Trump signed a major agreement with which country this week? Canada, China, Iran, or Ukraine?
I think
we've spent a lot of time talking about this one.
right. It was Iran, and it clearly wasn't at that table.
Oh no, that's him signing it at the Palace of Versailles, which the historical parallels here of the
really?
massive reparations
Right,
based
exactly.
agreement being signed in Versailles is completely. Again, those who fail to learn from history are condemned to make American foreign policy. Question number two: Which sports team held a championship parade this week? I think two actually held a parade this week. One just got more press than the other. Los Angeles Dodgers, New York Knicks, Seattle Seahawks, or Florida Panthers? Brandy got this one right. It is the New York Knicks. They won a title. The Carolina Hurricanes also won a title in hockey. I know, much to the chagrin of Tony DeRazio, former guest. But yeah, Nick's got that one. Question number three: Which of the following was the first named storm of the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season? Ashley, Arthur, Angelica, or Anthony? I think it's either Arthur or Anthony. Arthur or Anthony.
I have no idea. I mean, it's obviously an A, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting that this picture can't be from the storm. At least I don't think it is.
It was South Texas. Brandy says Arthur.
Oh, really? I mean, I know where San Luis Pass is.
Yeah, it
I didn't
formed in
think
the
it
Gulf.
was interesting.
All
All
right,
right.
Tropical Storm Arthur, the first named storm of the season, weakened into a post-tropical cyclone this week, but still unleashed flooding threats across the Gulf Coast and the South. The South. Question number 4. The national average price for a gallon of regular gas fell below which key benchmark this week? $6, $5, $4, and $3. I'm assuming it's $4.
Yes, below 4. Yes.
Correct. Gas prices fell to $3.99.9 per gallon this week, dropping below $4 for the first time since March, according to AAA. Hold on to your gas money, though, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't think either one of us really think that this deal is long for this world. And either we're going to be in a hot war, or we're going to walk away while the Iranians take the Strait of Hormuz and start charging. Question number 5. Who is the most popular living president according to recent polling data? Joe Biden, Donald Trump, George W. Bush, or Barack Obama? I think it's got to be Obama. I mean, it's probably the reason why this question is here is because his presidential library opened this week.
I think so, although it's a really interesting question because I wouldn't be shocked if it were Donald Trump.
Yeah.
But, yeah, let's go with
Well,
Obama.
his ratings are
in the toilet.
30s, so I would say it's Obama.
I agree.
Yeah, 57% of Americans view Obama favorably, compared with 34% for Trump and 30% for Biden.
Yeah.
Question number 6. Which country hosted world leaders at the Group of 7 summit this week? France, Italy, Germany, or Japan?
We know this.
We know this. It is the French, because it was at Versailles.
Yep. And they surrendered.
So, what do you make about this whole beef between Giorgia Meloni and Donald Trump?
I don't know anything about it.
Oh,
Enlighten me.
So apparently, there was a scene. Now, I think it was a lot to do. Well, I thought it was a lot to do about nothing. Where Giorgia Meloni is dressing. Well, she is gesticulating wildly, talking to Donald Trump, pointing her finger several times. When I first saw it, I was like, look, she may be dressing him down over Iran or maybe over the Pope, but she may also be talking about her grandmother's Fra Diavolo sauce, because that's how Italians talk. We talk with our hands. Our hands are going all over the place. So she may be yelling at him. She may just be talking about normal everyday shit. So we don't know. But apparently there's been a beef, particularly over Trump's treatment of Pope Leo. Of course, she is, Italy surrounds the Holy See, and millions upon millions of Italians are Catholic, so she went after him on that, and canceled a state visit that's supposed to happen, I believe, next week, with Donald Trump, and Donald Trump threw barbs back at her, saying that she's a total fraud and that she wanted pictures with him. She was begging for pictures with him.
Right. Okay, I did hear a little bit about this. I actually don't know anything about it.
Meloni's a fascist. I mean, she's a right winger, anti-immigration. She's no saint in and of herself. Some people are kind of like, oh, she's the greatest for doing this. And believe me, anybody who takes the president to task on anything has, my gratitude. But I'm not going to say that Giorgia Meloni is somebody I'm going to invite to supper anytime. Yeah. But yeah, she went after him pretty good at the after the G7 summit, and canceled that trip, which is, usually the world leaders won't cancel a trip to the United States unless there's like actual war going on, because it's a great photo opportunity, great news opportunity for them locally. And one of the right wing rags in Italy actually had a headline that said Trump is a nutsack. So Trump è un coglione. which is fantastic.
Pretty funny.
Yeah,
I
it's a
have to agree.
right wing rag. I'm not going to subscribe to it, but you calling Trump a nutsack is love it. Question number 7: which of the following is considered among the highest honors in the culinary award? ESPY Awards, SAG Awards, Peabody Awards, or James Beard Awards?
It is the James Beard in Your Soup Awards.
A little
Tasty.
extra crunchies for yours. Yep, James Beard Awards, among the highest honors a chef can receive, often turning acclaimed restaurants into must-visit destinations. A new class of winners was announced this week. In fact, I read a story. There's a Vietnamese restaurant in Ho Chi Minh City that closed like the day after it got. I don't think it was James Beard Award. It might have been a Michelin star, which is another big culinary award. If you get a Michelin star in your restaurant, that's setting you up for success. And but they had to close because they're doing renovations. So it's like you get this great award, and then all of a sudden you're closed. But you could take advantage of all of that. So, question number 8: President Trump reached which birthday milestone this month? Yay! 75, 80, 85, or 90?
Is it 80?
80.
80. 80. Like
What
his
did they,
IQ.
Yeah, Dana White. Yeah, so the
Is
guy
that
who
Barron
won.
behind him and Melania?
I don't know. There's pictures of very pensive-looking Barron, very moody,
Yeah.
actually
He-
looking very much like Justin
doesn't-
Trudeau.
He doesn't want to marry that Danish princess.
No, but there was a picture of him and Justin Trudeau side by side.
Right.
He had the same kind of hair. Oh my god!
Yeah, but he's not Justin Trudeau's.
I mean, you
son.
never know. He's with
Melania.
Katy Perry now.
Yeah, but back in the day, I mean, first of all, yes, you're right. He is dating Katy Perry now, which is pretty weird too.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was at the first U.S. soccer game, which this
Yeah.
like the same day the Canadians were playing, and he was down
No,
there.
he's such a star fucker.
He's a pretty much anybody who wants to fuck fucker.
Yeah. Although, lucky for him, he's not a couch.
Question number 9. Speaking of couches, what is the title of Vice President J.D. Vance's new book? Revelation, Testament, Deliverance, ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
or Communion?
I don't know, but it's got to be Testament, right?
Yeah, who knows?
Is it Communion?
Could be Communion.
I mean, it can't be Revelation, Book of Revelation. It can't be Deliverance.
Randy says Communion.
Wow, it is Communion. So it's about when he got abducted by the aliens.
Yeah. Wasn't that an alien book?
Yep.
Yeah, nice. He was treated like a couch by the aliens.
Boy, I can't wait for the Baptists to get fired up about this. Because, right, it's not that long ago that there was a significant anti-Catholic sentiment.
Oh, well, I mean, I think it's pretty clear that J.D. Vance is never going to be the inheritor of MAGA.
No.
I don't think people in that MAGA movement feel especially strong about J.D. Vance. I think their next nominee is probably going to be Marco Rubio, even though he's a skeezy little fucker too.
Yeah, but I would hope that the Republicans throw together somebody who could defeat Marco Rubio. But here's my really interesting. I mean, what if hear me out, Mitt Romney.
Oh God, I mean, how old is Mitt Romney now?
He's younger than Trump.
Hey, that's a low bar. I don't know how much longer.
I don't know, but hopefully the Republicans can find somebody better. But the thing with Vance is, I feel the same way about him that I do about let's just say Roger Roots.
He's not much younger. He's 79 years old.
79. Okay.
Technically younger, yes, but
Right. But let's think about Republicans who lost in the primary in 2016. I wouldn't want Ted Cruz. I wouldn't want Marco Rubio. I don't think I'd want Jeb.
I'm not even really wanting Rand Paul either.
I would take Rand Paul over these other guys, but yeah, I don't think I would want Rand Paul. How about Pete Buttigieg?
Well, he's a Democrat.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Pete's a Democrat.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm trying to think of who all the cavalcade of ass clowns that ran in 2016.
What about Pawlenty?
What has he done since? I mean, that's the other thing is that 2016 is a long time that
Yep.
Donald Trump has sucked the oxygen out of the Republican Party.
Yep.
That you don't know. I mean, of national leaders, maybe John Thune.
Well, you'd want somebody who wasn't involved.
Certainly not Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson is.
How about John Kasich?
Kasich is getting up there too.
Yeah, I wonder how old he is. Let's see, I got it right here. Hey, he's born in 52. He's not that old. Relatively
74.
speaking.
I mean, 2 years from now, that's 76. So he'll be Trump's age when the first term would end.
Yep.
Well,
Wow.
a little bit older. Yeah.
Believe it or not, he's older than Jeb Bush. Not that I want to see Jeb run, but
Please clap.
Carly Fiorina.
Oh God, she was an awful fucking.
She was
CEO.
awful. Chris Christie. Those are pretty terrible candidates.
like I said, he has sucked the oxygen out of the Republican Party. There is no bench other than J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio at this point because
I got it. Scott Walker.
I mean, again, what has he done since?
If I say any Republican name, you're going to not like them. So
the only ones I could think of are probably governors.
Yep.
And or John Thune, who's essentially a jar of mayonnaise. I can't think of anybody in his administration other than Rubio that has more than 2 brain cells to rub together to keep warm at night.
The South Carolina woman,
Nikki Haley is she is persona non grata with the MAGA movement. I just don't see her getting traction.
But it's got to be a non-MAGA person. If it's a MAGA person.
I think it's going to take a massive election loss in 2028 for the Republican Party to jettison MAGA.
We'll see. I hope you're right. I hope it happens earlier.
If we can vote in 2028.
Yeah, exactly.
If not, I'll see you at the gulags, man.
Yeah.
All right, question number 10 for a perfect week. DeSantis. No, please, no God. Ew.
Now we know this. It's Disclosure Day.
Director Steven Spielberg's latest film centers on which topic?
Disclosure
Dinosaurs, artificial intelligence, aliens, and World War II. I would have gone to see this movie, but then Kara Schultz wrote a scathing review of it, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend $80 to go to a movie with my wife.
I will tell you that sci-fi is something that I tend to keep my own counsel on. I certainly respect Kara, but I know a lot of people who...
I've heard a lot of people talk about it being a very meandering, kind of pointless movie.
Yeah, I mean, here's the problem with it, is I don't believe that aliens exist. I don't believe they visited the planet, any of that stuff. It just...
I don't think that 3-dimensional creatures could visit the planet.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I'm sure that there is intelligent life on other planets, other places in the galaxy. But I don't believe anybody can break the laws of physics. I don't believe anybody can travel.
Well, at least
faster than light.
in the 3 dimension. It is possible because we can't see 4-dimensional
Right.
or higher dimensional beings.
Right.
So if they visit, there could be one sitting right here. And I wouldn't see it. You wouldn't see it. So
He could be doing your colonoscopy.
to probably get a more accurate reading.
Right. But I don't know. I haven't seen a film in theaters since before COVID.
Oh, have you seen Project New Hope at all?
I have not.
Watch it.
Okay.
Absolutely phenomenal damn movie.
What is it
Absolutely
about?
phenomenal. It's a sci-fi. It is
Okay.
about there's a scientific discovery that threatens Earth, and they send this guy across. There are certain things that you have to suspend your belief on, but
All right. No, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, like, I loved whatchamacallit, Hail Mary.
I'm sorry,
Mary.
Project Hail Mary. That's what.
Oh yeah, no, I've
that
seen
was-
Project Hail Mary.
Okay, good.
I thought
Fucking
I'm like New
phenomenal.
Hope, man. That's the Star Wars movie.
No, yeah, I always call it Project New Hope for some reason, but yeah, it's Project Hail Mary. Hail
Yeah,
Mary
yeah,
is
yeah.
fucking phenomenal movie.
Yeah, that's a
Absolutely.
great.
If that
movie.
doesn't clean up at the Oscars next year, absolute sin.
Yeah, although sci-fi hasn't done
It's
well
hard.
traditionally in the past, but I do think that it's, if nothing else, I don't think that people realize that all of the space stuff was shot on a green screen.
Yeah.
There is no Rocky.
No,
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I've never had more of an emotional reaction to a movie in my life. That was just absolutely
Well,
laughing, crying, just pulled
dude,
at every.
dude, when is the last time you watched Up?
I watched. Not Up didn't affect me quite as much as
What? Watch it again. Watch the first.
I have. I mean, I
5
watched
minutes
it.
of Up.
It did, like, at the beginning, really, really affected me because
Yeah, exactly. You're like us. You're a childless
towards-
couple.
yeah, towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Movie's phenomenal. I love Up. It's a
Yeah.
great movie, but I think New Hope or
Right.
Hail
There's
Mary
certainly parts
really
where
got
you are cheering for the movie, and that did not happen in Up. I agree with that.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Project
Great
Hail Mary
story, though.
is phenomenal. We spent $20 to watch it at home. So worth it.
Yeah, we spent like $80 at the theaters,
You
but
went to the theater?
I love going to the theater, like for a grandiose movie like that.
I've had so many. Like, I'm trying to think of what is the last movie I saw in the theater. We did see one movie here in Maryland, but I remember going to see the first of the last trilogy, Star Wars movie number 7, in the theater, and somebody started talking while we were watching the movie.
Well, that's the crazy thing. Like there was a couple of annoying people at Hail Mary, but
Yeah.
they eventually you get so engrossed in the movie that you kind of shut all that out. But
See, I get so obsessed. I get so mad.
yeah, the couple behind us actually fell asleep because they were like 355 years old. But
Wow.
yeah, couldn't believe that. But that to each their own. I love that movie. I actually the previous movies I saw to that were the Civil War movie, which was amazing. I have really good luck in picking movies to go see, and then the 2 new Dune movies. I'm waiting for that 3rd one to come out. So
Yeah, that I know will come home. If it were, I do like a good movie experience, and I will tell you the one time I didn't mind talking in the theater. I went to go see the Two Towers, the second Lord of the Rings movie,
okay.
at the Kendall in Boston, which is the MIT theater, and there's a scene where in Osgiliath where Faramir has kidnapped Frodo and Sam and brought them back to Osgiliath, which of course didn't happen in the books. And there's a point where, and like, you could hear most of the Tolkien fans unhappy about this change for no reason in the story. And then at one point they're in Osgiliath and the orcs and the Nazgul are attacking, and Frodo's fingering the ring, and he's like, by rights we shouldn't
Finger
even
the
be
ring.
here. Yeah, he's fingering the ring. right.
Oh,
Sam
got
is-
canceled.
Sam is fingering Frodo's ring. And And Frodo says, by rights, we shouldn't even be here. And somebody says, no fucking shit. And like the audience all starts applauding.
Well,
Very funny.
That reminds me of the scene in Clerks 2 where they're talking about Lord of the Rings and Return of the Jedi.
In Clerks 2?
Yeah, Clerks 2. There's that scene where they're talking about it was the Return of the King versus Return of the Jedi.
Right.
And yeah, it was rather. He was pointing out that the look that Frodo and Sam gave each other at the end was a little heated. Watch that movie; it's funny.
A little heated rivalry. You know, it's funny. I just finished rewatching Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Oh, okay.
Which is pretty damn funny too.
Yeah.
She's like, "Don't call me babe." Okay, boo boo kitty fuck.
All right. Well, another great show this week. I appreciate everyone for watching. Brandy, Mac, Chuck, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. And we will see you all next week. We got 10 out of 10 again this week on trivia. Yeah, way to go.
Thanks to our new sponsor, Polymarket.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see.
It's a ticker that we can put on here. It's the only one that Restream has. So
it's going to be interesting to see how that wealth is going to affect us.
Yeah.
I might come to the show with no clothes on next time, living my millionaire life.
Dan and his OnlyFans.
Exactly. It's called Only Dan's.
Only Dan's. I'm doing the Mexican dessert one called Only Flan.
Only Flans, yes.
Yes.
All right, man.
All right. Well, I will see
later.
everybody next week. Thanks, everybody, for joining us, and we'll talk to you all next week.
Don't forget to watch and root for the United States in the World Cup.
You whisper something sexy like, is that it? I know what you're trying to say, girl. You're trying to say, oh yeah, that's it. Then you tell me you want some more. Well, I'm not surprised, but I'm quite sleepy.